$1950, a new decade and a new beginning for Americans tired from the war-torn 40s. Harry Truman was in the White House. At the movies, we were enjoying Sunset Boulevard, All About Eve and Father of the Bride. And on Broadway, a newcomer, Carol Channing, was wowing them in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Radio was still going strong. Burns and Allen, Jack Benny, and Bing Crosby were still very popular, but a new medium was rapidly pushing its way into the picture, television. And the biggest star on television in 1950 was Uncle Milty, Milton Berle.
So happy to be with each other. You can always tell when the honeymoon's over when he starts taking the locals home. Everything is ready for the wedding. It seems that marriage is a point of view. For marriage is a word to many people, and to others it can be a sentence too. But before long, the bride will really make the vow. And it's much too late to rectify it now. She's gonna get wet. She's gonna get wet. She's gonna be formal. The groom will be normal, except that he's got rocks in his head. Until he took the step, the groom will state now, he never knew what happened.
The jukeboxes were playing music by Teresa Brewer.
Put another nickel in the Nickelodeon. All I want is having you and music, music, music.
Frankie Lane was also very popular.
Knows what the wild goose
But a
knows,
man who had been thrilling the world with his voice for more than 4 decades was still the king of show business, the world's greatest entertainer, Al Jolson.
I've got the sun up in the sky, the streams when I am dry, the fruit on the boughs of the trees, the clouds bringing me rain, the fields giving me grain. Thanks to the Maker for these.
Ain't he the lucky one? Ain't he got it all? Ain't he the lucky one? Oh, ain't he? Oh, ain't he?
And I got the song of the robin, and I got a roof in the sky. Wonder why my heart keeps a-throbbing, a-throbbing. A son of God's country am I. And I got the plains and the mountains. Ain't the treasures mine if I try? One by one my blessings I'm counting. A son of God's country am I.
I got the sun
Up in the sky,
and I got the streams
when I am dry,
and the fruit
on the boughs of the trees. The clouds are bringing me rain, the fields giving me grain. Thanks to the Maker for these. And I got a loved one who loves me. Kids to make my cares hurry by. I may not be in heaven, but I can be far away. A son of God's country am I.
the lucky one. Ain't he got it all?
Ain't I the lucky one? Ain't I? Ain't I?
I'm John Wehrman, audio tape director for the International Al Jolson Society, and share with me for the next hour a remembrance of the year 1950 as it relates to Al Jolson, the end and the beginning. For later on in that year, the physical presence that was Al Jolson would cease to exist, but the memory and the legend would continue to grow thanks to the great society that we all belong to today. As we enter 1950, Jolie was in his 64th year, and his personal life had never been happier. His years with Earl, he said, were the happiest of his life. And professionally, he was still riding the crest of the greatest comeback that show business had ever seen. You'd think he might have slowed down a little bit at his age, but not Al. Always a bundle of energy. On the 4th day of the year, he started out with Bing Crosby on Bing's radio show, and when Crosby and Jolson got together, it was magic.
Bing, I just thought of something.
What?
It's a shame you and me are standing here talking when we could be singing.
Jolie, you spoke a book. That's what you did. Perhaps, shall we burst into song?
Well, who's going to burst first?
Well, you move right in there, Al. Grab all the microphone you want. Right at that is up to the white line.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, Mr. Trotter, may we have a downbeat, Professor? Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
And no one could be sweeter than my sweetie when I meet her in the morning.
Where the morning glory twine around the door,
So pretty twining.
whispering pretty stories. I like to hear once more.
I'm strolling with my girlie where the dew is pearly early in the morning.
Don't get wet, yeah?
And those butterflies all flutter up and kiss each little buttercup at dawning.
If I had a Latin lamp only a day,
Oh, rub it, Allie.
I'd make a wish, and here's what I'd say.
Document.
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. When whippoorwills call and evening is nigh, I hurry to my. I got me a blue heaven, yes, sir.
I turn to the right, a little white light that's gonna lead you to my blue heaven.
Let me congratulate you, too. You're gonna see a smiling face. I got a fireplace, and I got a cozy room.
Sounds like Dave Chasen.
A little nest that's nestled where the roses bloom.
Just Molly and me.
Oh, you're singing high.
And my baby makes 3.
Yes.
We're so happy in my blue heaven.
You're gonna see a smiling face. I got a fireplace, a cozy room, a little nest that nestles where the roses bloom.
Just Molly and me.
Oh, I like Molly and you.
Baby makes 3.
Oh, you're counting wrong. That's 4. We're happy in my blue heaven. Goodbye, blue. Birds are singing, every old thing's in tune.
Goodbye, blue. Nothing but laughter, morning and afternoon.
I saw a rosebud in a star, so we're going where there's more.
Goodbye, blue. troubles are over, we'll be in clover soon.
We're Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging around. Just gave the meanest ticket man on earth all we're worth to put our touches in an upper berth.
Just hear that choo-choo sound.
Chat, chat,
I
chat.
know we're gonna cover ground. And then we'll holler so the world will know. Here we go. We're Alabama bound. We're Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging around.
Just gave the meanest ticket man on earth all we're worth to put our touches in an upper berth.
Just hear that choo-choo sound.
Chat, chat,
I know
chat.
that soon we're gonna cover ground.
And then we'll holler so the world will know. Here we go.
We're Alabama bound.
On January 23rd, 1950, Al went to the recording studio and recorded 4 beautiful numbers. His voice was richer and more beautiful than it had ever been in his entire life. Let's listen to the wonderful recording of Let's Go West Again, written by his good friend Irving Berlin.
Let's go west again.
West again,
I won't rest again
rest again,
till we're west again.
rest again.
You and I. Let's go back where the skies are seldom gray, where the sun goes the end of every day. Let's return again.
Once again,
How I yearn again
yearn again,
to return again.
once again.
You and I. Don't forget there was someone who knew best. Said go west, young man, go west.
Oh, let's go west again. I won't rest again till we're west again. You and I, let's go west again.
Let's go back where the skies are seldom gray, where the sun goes the end of every day.
Oh, let's return again.
Oh, let's return again.
How I yearn again.
Oh, how I yearn again.
To return again.
I want to return again.
You and I.
Don't forget there was someone who knew best. Said go west, young man, go west.
Jolie was always a comedian at heart, and also in January of 1950, he joined the comedian with a hole in her head, Joan Davis, on her radio program.
Well, did everything turn out the way you wanted to, Joni?
Oh, it sure did, Ace. I don't even mind that I didn't get a chance to entertain tonight.
Oh, well, it ain't too late for that either. The curtain's still up. How about doing a duet with me?
Me? Me sing with Al Jolson?
Why not?
Gee, Joan Davis and Al Jolson.
I don't even get first billing. Well, I tell you,
What are we going to sing?
Well, I got an idea. There's a cute little tune that was popular a year or so ago. We'll sing mañana. That means tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I thought we were going to sing tonight.
Oh, don't be corny, will you?
All right.
We're going to sing tomorrow tonight.
Oh.
We'll do it the hard way. Hit it, Union. Hey.
Huh?
Wait a minute. Look. What are you doing there, honey?
I'm just getting in the mood for the whole thing now. Trouble is, I can't get it out of second.
I'm so old I can't get it into first. Take it.
Traffic is terrific here at Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah.
So if a taxi cab should come in contact with your spine,
Just lie there in the gutter. Don't you worry or be glum.
just close your eyes and rest assured the ambulance will come.
Mañana, mañana, mañana is good enough for me.
Oh!
Oh, I like your dress, senorita. I like your dress.
Oh, I bought it at Saks Fifth Avenue.
Yeah?
But I got to take it back.
You got to take it back.
Yeah.
Why?
It fits a little too tight around 14th Street. It's your turn to sing, senor.
Hey, I was a babysitter, and the family called for me.
See?
They wanted me to babysit and offered me a fee. But when I saw the baby girl, I did it all for fun. The baby said, hey, stick around, because soon I'll be 21. Mañana, mañana is good enough for me.
I feel so sexy.
You know something?
Huh?
I'm sexy, too. I may be sexy, but I feel 70.
A scientific personage who lives down in L.A.
All right.
created an invention that would clear the smog away. Now, though he has such great ideas to keep the city clean, in all the smog he cannot find his anti-smog machine.
Mañana is soon enough for me.
How you like my singing, senor?
Ah, senorita, your singing is what you call divine.
Just divine?
No end of divine. Sounds like gravel. But come on, sister, sing some more.
Okay. Our president in Washington to Congress made a plea.
Yeah. He asked for $40 billion to keep prosperity.
If he meets opposition, Harry Truman needn't frown.
He can always come to Jolly if Congress turns him down.
Mañana!
She trapped me.
Mañana is soon enough for me.
Ah, senorita. All I can say tonight is, it's been grand being with you.
Yes.
And hasta la vista. Hasta luego.
Has to go now.
Spring of 1950, and Al really kept busy as a popular guest on radio programs. In February, he joined his old friends George Burns and Gracie Allen. Gracie, another comedian with a hole in the head. But was she ever funny? In this particular sequence, Gracie is judging the singing talents of Al and George Burns, and she will decide which is to do all of the singing on their program.
Everybody loves a baby, that's why I'm in love with you. Pretty baby, and I'd like to be your sister, brother, dad, and mother too. Pretty baby, won't you come and let me rock you in my cradle of love, and we'll cuddle all the time. Oh, I want a loving baby, and it might as well be you. Pretty baby of mine, pretty baby of mine.
I love to call you Rose there, but roses fade away. Roses die when the winter time appears.
Hit it, boys, hit it, hit it.
Daisy.
Baby's face. You got the cutest. Oh, you got a baby's face. There's not another one could take your place. Oh, baby's face. My poor heart is jumping. You're sure starting off, baby's face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. It's like a breath of spring when surely sing about your baby face.
Boom, 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 down in the garden where the red rose grows. Bonnie, oh my, I love you
Oh, George,
so.
George,
Love...
you can stop singing. You can stop, George. I've made
Well,
my
Jolson
decision.
whistles too.
Dear, I've made my decision.
Yes?
Yes.
You have?
Al was right. You two can't sing on the same program.
Gracie, I knew you'd see it that way, honey.
Well, certainly. George is so much better. He'll do all the singing.
Oh, Union, come with me. I need another cold shower.
In April of 1950, the same month that the International Al Jolson Society came into being, Al was back in the recording studio once again, this time with the Andrews Sisters and a wonderful collaboration on Way Down Yonder in New Orleans.
Way down yonder in New Orleans, in the land of the dreamy scene, there's a Garden of Eden, that's what I mean. Oh, Creole babies with flashing eyes, softly whisper with tender sighs, stop. I want to give your lady fair a little smile, stop. You bet your life you linger there a little while. There is heaven right here on earth with those beautiful queens way down yonder in New Orleans.
Way down yonder in New Orleans, way down in the land of dreamy scenes, there's a Garden of Eden, you know that's what I mean. Creole babies with flashing eyes, softly whisper with tender sighs, stop. I want you give your lady fair a little smile, stop. You bet your life you'll linger there a little while.
They got angels right here on earth,
Wearing little blue jeans,
way down yonder in New Orleans.
Stop. I want you give your lady fair a little smile.
Stop. You bet your life you linger there a little while.
There is heaven right here on earth with those beautiful queens.
Way down yonder in New Orleans.
Way down in New Orleans, in the land of dreamy scenes.
There's a Garden of Eden, that's what I mean.
Creole babies with flashing eyes, softly whisper with tender sighs.
Oh, stop. Oh, won't you give your lady fair a little smile? I said, stop. You bet your life you linger there a little while. There is heaven right here on earth with those beautiful queens way down yonder in New Orleans.
Also in April, Al was back on the radio with his old friend Jack Benny.
Right now, Al, as long as you're going to be on my program Sunday, tell me what numbers you're going to sing so that I'll be able to...
Wait a minute, will you?
What?
And that's the reason I came over here. I'm willing to be on your show, but I'm not going to sing.
Why not?
Well, I've taken enough ridicule, especially from the guy on your show, that fella Mel Blanc.
Well, what do you mean, Al?
Look, Jack, I don't mind people doing jokes about my age. or my picture, the Larry Park. I don't mind people imitating me. But this fellow Mel Blanc keeps inferring that when I'm singing a song, I keep going, yeah.
But, Al, let's face it, you do, don't you?
What? From me? Jolson? That's singing.
But, Al, I saw your picture. Jolson sings again, and when you sang, you went at least 20 times.
Did you see the picture after dinner?
Yes.
I had indigestion.
Oh, well, that could happen to anybody. Anyway, Al, I'm sure you know what you're talking about, so I apologize for anything Mel Blanc did. It won't happen again.
Good.
Now, Al, getting back to my program, what are you going to do for your second number?
Well, how about one of my old ones? You know, like, well, let me see. Oh, yeah. Toot, 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 say goodbye.
He couldn't even remember.
Yesterday I heard a lover sigh. Goodbye, oh my. 7 times he got aboard his train. And 7 times he heard back, get kissed love again and tell her, tootsie, goodbye. Tootsie, don't cry. That shoots a train that takes me away from you. No words can tell how sad it makes me. Kiss me to the end, then do it over again. Watch for the mail, I'll never fail. If you don't get a letter, then you'll know I'm in jail. Don't cry, Tootie, don't cry. Goodbye, Tootsie, goodbye. Kiss me to the end, then do it
Mary!
all over.
Mary, he did it! He's doing it again! Look, Mary!
I never fail, yeah. If you don't get a letter, you'll know I'm in jail, yeah.
Look at, he did it
Goodbye,
again.
Tootie. Goodbye, yeah.
I told you.
Goodbye, Tootie. Goodbye.
Now to continue with Al's career as it unfolded in the year 1950. He joined Bing Crosby for 2 more tremendous radio programs. This one was in May.
Bing, let me tell you something, son. I'm really so thrilled tonight. Do you know that 18 members of the original Al Jolson fan club, 18 of the original Al Jolson fan club, are listening in tonight at Morristown, New Jersey?
The original fan club is listening in over in Morristown, huh? Why don't you have them come out here and see the broadcast? Why don't you have them come over here and see the broadcast?
Bing, the trip would kill him.
Now, what do you say we have the ushers kind of lock the doors? We sing 400 or 500 songs at the folks, huh? What do you say?
Okay, Bing. John Scott.
Yeah.
Play loud, will you?
Yeah.
Joel's fan club is listening in Morristown. That's your line, you rat.
Jolie's fan club is listening in Morristown, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Play loud.
That's what I say.
You can have that kind of a line.
Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway. The hi and poop-a-doo, the lullaby of Broadway.
The band begins to go to town, and everyone goes crazy. You rock-a-bye your baby round till everything gets hazy.
Hush-a-bye, I'll buy you this and that. You hear her daddy saying, and baby goes home to her flat to sleep all day.
Oh, good night.
Good night.
Baby. Good night. Milkman's on his way.
Sleep tight, baby.
Sleep tight.
Let's call it a day.
Ba-da-dee-dee-dop.
Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway.
The hip hooray and ballyhoo. The lullaby of Broadway.
The rumble of the subway train.
The rattle of the taxis.
And those daffodils who entertain at Angelo's and Maxie's.
When a Broadway baby says goodnight, it's early in the morning.
Manhattan babies don't sleep tight until the dawn.
Good night, baby. Good night. Milkman's on his way.
Sleep tight, baby. Sleep tight. Let's call it a day. Listen to the lullaby of old Broadway.
Also in May, Al was on the Lux Radio Theater recreating Jolson Sings Again, this time portraying himself without the aid of Larry Parks.
Oh, sure, it's a great offer, Steve. I'm tickled to death that they want me on the radio, only you see...
Only a what? Al, you got to make up your mind now.
Well, the answer is no, Steve.
I say yes, Steve.
But why, baby? What for?
Al, in the old days, in the Winter Garden, did the audience squeal when you sang? You know, swoon.
Honey, in those days, folks didn't even...
That's what I thought. So you're going on the radio. It's your right to hear those Bobby Soxers squeal.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the star of our radio show, Al Jolson.
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. No one could be sweeter than my sweetie when I meet her in the morning. Where the morning glories twine around the door, whispering pretty stories I long to hear once more. Strolling with my girlie where the dew is pretty early in the morning. Butterflies all flutter up and kiss each little buttercup at dawning. If I had land left for only a day, I'd make a wish, here's what I'd say. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
In July of 1950, Al entered the recording studio for the last time to record an album of Stephen Foster songs, and that glorious gift from heaven, his voice, just got richer and richer.
Round the meadows I'm a ringing, the old folks mournful song, while the mockingbird I'm a singing, happy of the day am long. Where the ivy am a creeping, or the grassy mound, there, old massa, am a sleeping, sleeping in the cold, cold ground. Down in the cornfield, hear that mournful sound. All the old folks am a weeping, mothers in the cold, cold ground. falling when the days were cold. 'Twas hard to hear old Massa calling, Casey was so weak and old. Now the orange tree am a blooming on the sandy shore. Now the summer days am a coming. Massa never calls no more. Down in the cornfield, hear that mournful sound. All the old folks am a weeping. Massa's in the cold, cold ground.
Also in the summer of 1950, American troops were being sent to Korea to handle what the president called a police action. Great patriot that he was, Jolson wanted to entertain those troops more than anything. But Jolson was no longer the young minstrel that he used to be, and his doctors advised him against it. He had been suffering some chest pains, and they thought it would be best if he left this task to younger men. But not Jolie. He paid his own way to get over there as quickly as he could, and to make matters worse, he suffered a bronchial infection. But still, the old trooper did over 40 shows in 2 weeks.
So the minute I got off the plane, they took me right away to a dispensary in Tokyo. I want to tell you something. I said to the doctor, what's wrong with me? Well, you know how everything here is abbreviated, letters, DQA. So I said, what's wrong with me? He said, you got BSA. I said, what the hell is BSA? He said, you got bucket seat asthma. But never in my life was I treated so royally as I was in that hotel. They can make you feel at home as they want. And I want to tell you, after I got off that plane, I was in bed 5 minutes and like that, without a pill, didn't eat nothing, no drink. I fell asleep like that, just like that. And how nice they are to you. All of a sudden, there's a knock on my door, like that, and I said, who's there? And a man's voice said, it's the assistant manager. I said, what do you want? He said, you got a woman in that room? I said, no, sir. He said, here's one to shove one in. Wonderful. All right, we'll start off and then we'll keep going. Good. Wait a minute, just a minute. Huh? That Shanna, that's a floating latrine, ain't it, or something? Jolson has got to sing with that here. I've been away from you a long time. I never thought I'd miss you so. Somehow I feel your love is real. Near you, I want to be. The birds are singing in a song time. The banjo's strumming soft and low. I know that you yearn for me too. Swanee, you're calling me. Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I'd give the world to be among the folks in CIX. I even know my mammy waiting for me, praying for me down by the Swanee. The folks up north won't see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore. of the old folks said, oh, Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. The folks up north won't see me no more when I get to that Swanee store.
Genuinely irritated with some of his fellow performers for not coming to Korea as quickly as he did, Jolson told them so by phone on Luella Parsons' radio program.
But Luella, listen, honey, I want you to do me a big favor. And don't fail me on this. Tell all the Bob Hope, the Jack Benny, Bing Crosby, Danny Thomas, Tony Martin, Eddie Tanner, George Jessel, and many others. If you don't come to Korea to entertain these kids immediately and do their part for these little punks that are out here, well, they'll be sorry for the rest of their lives. And I mean that with all my heart. Goodbye, Luella.
Upon his return from Korea, Jolson was interviewed by George Fisher.
Well, it was pretty exhausting. I know fellas half my age I don't think could have gone all through with it like I did.
Is it true, by the way, Al, that just before you took off from Tokyo, after you had finished with General MacArthur, that at the airport they rushed over the photograph of General MacArthur endorsed to you?
Well, it wasn't right at that moment. I did a show for him at lunch. In fact, Harry Axe and I were there, just he and I and General MacArthur and Mrs. MacArthur at lunch, just the four of us. And we talked about baseball and whatnot, the Yankees and the Philadelphias and the West Kids, or whatever you call them. And we were there putting it 2 hours, and I was getting very nervous because I tell you, I think he's the greatest man I've ever met in my life. And I met quite a few presidents in my day. And when we got back to the hotel that night, sitting having a drink, a soldier came in, and he had a photograph of General MacArthur, and it said on there, with admiration and gratitude from General MacArthur. And I don't know, maybe I'm not too old, but the eyes got a little moist, if you know what I mean.
On the misty side.
Yeah.
Well, that coming from you is quite a tribute. You know, there's no way I can bring out the full story, Al, by asking questions, but I surely would like to know, in your own words, what really went on over there.
Well, we were something like 40-some hours going. We were held up 10 hours in Wake. That's a little island about 13 miles long, and it's just a hellhole. Still is. You know, we got to Tokyo, and right away we started to play hospitals. And then we got to Korea, and the stories I heard, I mean, from colonels and majors and captains, and then, of course, I didn't have to hear any stories from the kids, because all you had to do was look at them, and telling a lot of bum jokes, and they were bum jokes, too, because when I say bum, George, I really didn't tell jokes. I told my experiences, you know, in Korea, and the boys knew all about the little things I talked about. Some were slightly risque, and of course Harry Axe was there when they didn't laugh. He'd start to laugh, and then some of the boys thought it was funny, so they'd follow him. But I want to tell you this. We're in a place called Qinghae, and I was entertaining about 600 kids, 300 Koreans, by the way, South Koreans, and when our boys would laugh, they'd laugh too, although they didn't know what I was talking about. And all of a sudden I heard little things like pick, 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 like that, and I said, why don't those kids come and see the show, Colonel? I said, and standing out there playing with those guns, shooting them off while the fellow's working. Isn't it tough enough to make good? He said, those aren't our kids. He said, that's up in the hills, they're sniping. I said, funny thing, they just don't like my singing, those Koreans. The North Koreans, I meant.
What are your own plans for entertaining for money?
Well, it's a funny thing. The Mars always asked me, would I do a television shot around Thanksgiving, and then one a month later. And I asked them, did they know anything where I could entertain for nothing that would be interesting? I'm not interested right now in television, interested in radio. I'm not interested in anything. I need a rest, because the day I got back from Korea, I started to leap around. People asked me questions, and right now, I'm really 2 shakes ahead of a fit. My pulse is fast, and I don't sleep good, so I think I'll go someplace, something, I don't know, maybe Arrowhead or Palm Springs or someplace, and take, well, I think a week will do it, if I sleep anyway. If this little interview doesn't turn out good, it's because, as I said before, I'm 2 shakes ahead of a fit, and I'm a little nervous. In fact, I've got to go over to Columbia Pictures now to tell Harry Cohn I may not do a third one.
Was this our Jolie? A man who was going to quit a project that he had been so looking forward to? Something was wrong.
In tribute to the memory of Al Jolson, the great entertainer died last night in San Francisco at the age of 64. Eddie Cantor expressed the sentiments of many of Jolson's friends by saying, there can never be, there never will be another Al Jolson, but he will not be forgotten because he was one of those rare few who, in departing, leave behind them footprints on the sands of time.
And the lights on Broadway went dark with the news of the passing of the world's greatest entertainer. Dolores, it must have hit you like a ton of bricks.
That is an understatement. We had just gotten the society into full swing and had put out our first journal, which Al did get to see. I don't believe he saw the second issue because I think it turned out to be a memorial issue. When he went to Korea, we had sent him a telegram wishing him well. And it was just a little time after that when the announcement was made that Al had died in San Francisco at the St. Francis Hotel. And at that time, you could say I went into deep mourning. I think I skipped the rest of that week at least 3 or 4 days of work. I just was so stunned. I couldn't believe it, that this could have happened. I had intended to disband the club at that time, but the members wrote in and said to me, and why not keep it as a memorial society? And they urged me to continue, and we did. We put out our first memorial issue and got a lot of nice response. And surprisingly, our membership grew by leaps and bounds, and no one apparently wanted to forget Al Jolson.
A breeze from San Francisco Bay and the life of the greatest minstrel that America has ever known is in the balance. A turn of a card, the telling of a gag. Within a few moments, a wife, a legion of friends, and a nation are broken-hearted. So it was, so alas it is, the passing from this earthly scene of Al Jolson. And the voice that once put majesty into the American popular song must from now on come from a disc instead of the heart from whence it came.
After 40 years of the International Al Jolson Society, Dolores, what do you see in the future for this great organization?
Really impresses me that people are still so enthusiastic about Al. I shouldn't be surprised at this because my enthusiasm hasn't waned over the years. But for people finding the society for the first time, they always say, well, if we knew about you, we would have joined so long ago. And that's really what I hope that our society can accomplish, to try to get some publicity for the society. Now that it's 40 years old, we're working towards that end. So if we can just get people to know that we're here, this may really set the ball rolling and get us some publicity and get us some new members and some enthusiastic members. And that's what we're looking for right now. We need new blood in the society. Hey, I'm not getting any younger. And we need some people with good ideas out there who want to work and keep the society rolling for another 40 years or more.
Al Jolson left us all too soon. He still had so many plans, so many great things to do. But thanks to the International Al Jolson Society and people like Dolores Kontowitz and the many others who have worked on his behalf through the years, and thanks to our memories, Al Jolson will always be with us. Thank you for listening.
There was a time I could listen to sob songs all night through. But now where I'm concerned, they're all taboo. No sad song for me. I'm happy-go-lucky and carefree. I've had my fill of this thing called love, but it's ancient history. For months and months, it had me down. I carried the biggest torch in town. From now on, I'm traveling single, oh, never more to mingle, no, 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 sad songs for me.
No sad songs for me. I'm happy-go-lucky and carefree.
I've had my fill of this thing called love, but it's ancient history. For months and months, it had me down. I carried the biggest torch in town. From now on, I'm traveling single, oh, never more to mingle, oh no, no, sad songs for me. No sad songs